Hi guys, Johnny Goode for Real Home Studio. Today I have a product review of Fifine Technologies K025 dynamic wireless microphone for $29.99 on Amazon today. So why did I get hold of this mic? Well, I do quite a lot of events and weddings and work with a band, and I'm in a lot of scenarios where people say, "Oh mate, can I just sing one, or can I just dedicate the song to Clive, or can I say happy birthday, or can I just say a few words?" Or I'm at a wedding and they want to use my gear for speeches, and I don't really want to be using my microphone for that, and it may well be, it's going to be set up with some reverb and have some EQ choices on it, which might not lend themselves very well for speeches in the spoken word. Plus it's my mic, so it's kind of a personal thing. So I would suggest, rather than doing that, have something like the Fifine K025. Just check I've got that right. Yes, I have. So you can just kind of whack this into your desk, the receiver, and you can just have this close by, and if that scenario comes up, you can just go, yeah, sure, there you go. And off they go. It's wireless, so they don't have to worry about tangling up the leads or any extra stuff you'd have to carry around. So, on to that job. I should probably say, really, first of all, about the distance. I was just outside checking how far you can get away from the receiver, and it seems around 50 meters, maybe a little bit further, was about where it started to break up. So if you are giving it to someone who wants to do a speech around a room, you're looking at a small hall or a fairly big room, and you're going to be absolutely fine. Chances are they're going to be standing in front of your band or the act anyway. Should you be using more than one of these or have another piece of gear, you can change the channels on this, although it's really quite a confusing thing. You have to unscrew the base here, and you have a little button in here which you can access kind of with a pen or something like that, and you can flick through a choice of 20 different channels, which is great, but on the display, the channel display never changes from one. It changes, but it doesn't display that it has, which is explained in the manual, but it's all a bit confusing. The other thing that's confusing is when it's kind of seeking or it's not connected, it's green, and when it's connected it goes red. And usually with gear it's the other way around. Red not connected, green connected, so that's really a bit confusing. That kind of slightly bizarre way of pairing these on different channels is explained in the manual, but my wife used to work as a copywriter for companies, and a lot of overseas companies, and despite the manual being really nicely produced, I should say that, it's nice, because a lot of cheaper gear you get really flaky, terrible leaflets. It's really nicely produced, but I wish they would have employed someone just to copyright it that had a good grasp of English grammar, so it would have been much easier to understand. Overall, the mic feels alright. It's $29.99. I've got to keep saying that's really cheap, but it feels alright. It feels like, if you remember the PlayStation mics on SingStar, a bit like that, maybe a tiny upgrade up from that, but it's strong. It feels, I could put this in my gig bag, and with a bunch of leads and things, and I think it's going to be fine. So it's a strong, durable plastic. There's no metal to be seen. It has an on-off switch on the front, which gives you this little blue light that comes up. Again, it says the channel, but you can kind of ignore that. Out in the light, out in the normal daylight, you can't see that's on or off. You just, at night time that's going to be fine, which most of your gigs are going to be, but during the day, you can't. That doesn't come up at all well. I should say the handling noise was really good. I tested up against Behringer's cheapy dynamic, and it favours very nicely. So really good for a speech. If someone's holding this, they're not used to holding a mic. You're not going to get too much of that sort of, what sounds to me like walking through snow, that low level kind of handling noise. So yeah, surprisingly good on this, and it does its job well. It sounded surprisingly pleasing. when I plugged it up. And I should say as well, after what I was saying about the channels, out of the box, plugged in, turned on, worked flawlessly. So it's all set up and ready to go. If, like me, that's the only thing you've got to worry about on that you're using wireless, or you don't have to worry about channels, then that's just doesn't matter, does it? You can just plug it in, off you go. So overall, Fifine Technologies K025, if you're looking for a no-nonsense, simple wireless mic to kind of do the job I explained, it's plenty good enough to sing into. Maybe really good for a karaoke mic, that kind of thing. As I say, if you're putting on a wedding and you just want an inexpensive solution, one of these will do the job really, really well. So there you go, that's Fifine's K025, $29.99 on Amazon. Happy days. I'm Jonny Goode for Real Home Studio. If you enjoyed this review, please subscribe to me over here on YouTube. Have yourselves a great day.